Hello, I am Eric Wickham, a graduate student at Morningside University. I currently teach high school social studies and special education. And this is my presentation of the impact of extracurricular participation on high school special education student reading comprehension. No Child Left Behind mandated states to establish performance standards, and through those performance standards, school districts needed to ensure all students would meet proficiency by 2014. Since the conception of No Child Left Behind, reading and mathematics has been a focal point in education. In 2015, 37% of high school seniors demonstrate proficiency in reading. In that same year, reading scale scores of non-disability students was 291, which fell short of the proficiency level of 301. Why this topic? I think it's important to find ways to improve reading comprehension and academic achievement, especially for special education students. There's limited research specifically geared towards special education. And being a coach and a teacher, I have interest in, does athletic participation have an impact on self-efficacy? And furthermore, does that have an impact on reading or academic success? The hypothesis for this study was special education student athletes have higher self-efficacy due to athletic participation. As a result of increased self-efficacy, special education student athletes score higher in reading comprehension when being compared to special education non-athletes. Based on the large number of student athletes, which is around 7.9 million high school students in the United States, I think it's important for us to examine the impact of athletic participation on student academic development and achievement. In public education, athletes must be eligible to play athletics, which include typically minimum GPA, maximum number of failing grades, or academic suspension. Because of these requirements, athletic participants typically perform higher in the classroom as they're held to higher standards by teachers, parents, and even administration. Many of the previous studies do not necessarily focus just on the impact of athletic participation in academic achievement, but more so that participation and the developmental assets and school engagement levels of athletes versus non-athletes. Involvement in school-based extracurricular activities has a tendency to shape the norms and values in which a student athlete are exposed to. In another study of 239 9th through 12th grade Canadian students, it was determined that there was correlation between students who participate in sports and having higher level of commitment to learning and positive values. As we get into the participation impact on academic achievement, I think it's important to note that there's very little research that's available for specifically special education student participation and its impact on academic achievement. STURB did a study of 492 high school seniors, not specific to special education, typically general education students, and did determine that students who participated in athletics scored higher on both their ACT test and grade point average. Contrary to that, Fleener did a 2000 study on 11th grade students and the impact of athletic involvement on the California test of basic skills. And his T-test results determined that there is minimal difference between students who participate in athletics and those who did not. So we have some conflicting studies here between Sturb and Fleener that continues to raise a question of if participation in athletics does have an impact on academic achievement. Finally, self-efficacy is one's belief about their abilities to perform at certain levels. Those who believe have higher self-efficacy. They set challenging goals, remain committed to those goals, and eventually have greater success just based on the determination of achieving those goals. Psychological factors include self-efficacy, such as attitude, anxiety, motivation, and have a significant impact on students' reading process. And Piercy 2013 was a study of the relationship of self-efficacy and reading achievement. And in that study, it was determined that self-efficacy was, when reported higher, that reading performance scores were also higher.